to my studio. My name is Neslihan, in short Nesli, and today we will be making a reversible bucket hat with you guys. For this, I prepared a pattern and today we will be using this one right here. This pattern comes in 5 different sizes from extra small to extra large, which means I made sure every head size is covered on this pattern. It is very detailed but so easy to use. Make sure you download your copy now or maybe wait for this video to end.
As you can see, there are lots of lines inside each other. It is crowded, it is confusing. We don't want that. Let me show you what we want. Here, you see only one size, which is a medium.
But how, you may ask? Well, let me explain. Basically, I prepared this pattern in layers. What this means is you can close all the size layers you will not use, leaving only your size open.
Here is the video I explained in detail on how to use and print this pattern. Now it may sound confusing, but don't let it scare you. It is very easy to do.
Just go ahead and watch the video, you will see how easy it is. And with your download, you will also have a sewing instructions manual.
It has all the necessary information from fabric suggestions to how to place your patterns, how to cut your patterns, how to take your measurements, tips and tricks. It shows step-by-step instructions with descriptive photos.
So let's talk about our fabrics here. Since this is a reversible bucket hat, I wanted to use 2 different fabrics on each side of the hat. Today we will be using these pretty fabrics here. I got them from IKEA, and I know IKEA is not your typical go-to fabric store, but when I was there, I saw them and I saw the potential in them. For example, this one right here was white, and this is now more of a beigey, creamy color. How did that happen is I dyed it with coffee and tea. Here is the process of me dyeing it on TikTok.
Other things we're gonna need are a matching thread, scissors, a measuring tape, and pin needles.
This is a very short shopping list, so let's begin sewing! I already cut out small size pattern pieces and we'll be placing them onto our fabrics here, but first, the most important task of all, ironing. We'll be needing 2 brims, 2 crowns, and 1 top from each of the fabrics. So in total, 4 brims, 4 crowns, and 2 tops. We are basically making 2 different hats and later sewing them together to make one whole hat.
I'm starting with one of the hats, and after I'm done, I'll make the other one. We need 2 layers of fabric for some of the pattern pieces. I'm making sure where I folded runs parallel to the selvage edges and pinning one end of the edge to hold it in place. Measure from the pinned end to where the fold is. Now measure from the other end to fold. I'm making sure it is the same distance from the selvage as the end I pinned in place. Adjust the distance if necessary and then pin the edge in place. Place the pattern pieces on fabric. Don't forget to measure from grain lines on pattern to selvage edges. Now we are ready to cut them, but don't forget to use your fabric scissors.
The markings and notches on the pattern are lifesavers. They are very helpful and so important when sewing.
Pin 2 crown pieces with their right sides together and stitch along the edges. Don't forget to bring the notches together. press open the seam allowances in opposite directions to prevent bulking.
Just like I said many times before, ironing is essential. When you don't skip that, your seams will look beautiful.
To give it a cleaner look, let's do top stitching. Your machine's foot should travel along the seam line here.
Now we'll connect these two together. Make sure your crown piece is looking the right way. It should be wide at the bottom, gradually narrowing upwards, and naturally top piece should be at the top.
With their right sides facing each other, pin the top and crown pieces together with the help of the notches. And now pin the whole circumference. Stitch all the way around. This may seem tricky, and if you're a beginner, can be tricky. But I'm sure you'll get the hang of it in a heartbeat. You can cut little triangles to prevent bulking when you press open seam allowances. Do this to the whole edge. Again, it is time for top stitching. But of course, you don't have to do this. It has no function other than holding the seam allowance in place inside of the hat. It is only for decorative purposes.
Okay, I am done with top stitching, and let's try. Just a second. Okay, this one looks like a ball, so I will call this a ball. It looks nice. And now let's stitch our brim pieces.
Pin their right sides together and stitch along the edges to form a circle. Don't forget the notches. With their right sides together, pin the ball and brim pieces. We are so close to finishing our first hat. Pin the notches together and be careful to mesh the seams of these two pieces. The bottom of the ball should meet the short edge of the brim piece. Pin all the way around. Your matching seams should be pinned like this. Cut little triangles again. Press the seam allowance upwards. Again, the top stitching. Follow this seam line with your machine's foot.
I am super duper super happy because our first hat is now complete. And on to the next one. We will basically follow the same steps for the other pieces. So let's begin sewing again! Now we have two hats, so let's connect them together to make one whole hat.
Let's pin their right sides together while making sure these seams overlap each other to have a cleaner and professional look. To match the seams perfectly, place a pin straight down into both seam lines. We'll sew the entire outside edge, but we need to leave enough unstitched part to turn the hat inside out. 5-6 centimeters is enough. Don't sew this part. You know what to do. Cut your little triangles.
Let's turn this inside out now.
One eternity later.
And of course, let's iron this.
Tuck the seam allowances inside and give it a good press. try to bring out the seam line by wiggling a little. Now we'll close the open part. This is high-low pressure foot. It's optional to use, but it'll make your life easier. Sew as close as possible to the edge with your foot's inside edge. Continue to follow this line. Do a full circle around hat's outside edge. Once you sew a full circle, you will begin to sew in circles, while resting your foot on the previous stitch line. Press one last time.
Ta-da! We are done, and I hope you guys enjoyed this make as much as I did. And you guys, it fits perfectly. Please share bucket hats you make with this pattern with me through my Instagram. Now let's test this reversible bucket hat outside.